Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel. We're back with another Upland video, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get more UpEx, which is the money in Upland, by not buying UpEx directly. There's a way to get a higher return on your money. I'll tell you how to do that and how I recently did it for the Porto release. So we'll go over that. We'll also talk about the Thrifty Trader a little bit and how I'm doing there, and we might mention the lazy nodes here as well. Now, we love all the likes, shares, comments. Love to see those coming. Love to see new subscribers as well. And I have a real estate channel, Mark Ferguson, Invest for More, with lots of cool videos on there too about what we do in real life real estate. So Upland is a virtual real estate world where you can buy plots of land, build on them, sell them, flip them, rent them. There are cars now. Outdoor decorations are coming. All kinds of cool stuff is happening here. So right here is Porto, and that was released a couple weeks ago now, and Porto was released pretty quickly after Rio. So Upland doesn't have every single plot of land in the world available. They release cities where those plots of land are, and then when they see a need for it, they'll release another city to try and keep the supply a little bit limited, which is kind of cool. But I didn't have a lot of UpEx, and UpEx is the currency in Upland. So, you have a lot of other virtual real estate worlds that use crypto. They have their own coins. You have mana, you have sand, some other stuff. And those are directly tied to, Decentraland or sand. And you have to use those or some kind of crypto to buy plots of land, to buy virtual real estate in those worlds. Upland's a little different, where you can actually buy UpEx directly with US dollars, I think other currencies as well. And that's one of the reasons I really like it. It's much easier to get started, to play it, to put money into the game, which I'm sure Upland likes as well, because they like it when you spend money on the game, than having to, figure out a crypto wallet, figure out what exchange to use, buy that particular currency, then transfer that currency. It can be very confusing. There's a lot of steps along the way that can trip you up, especially if you're new to crypto and don't understand how all of that works. Now, I do own some sand and some mana, but I don't own any actual properties in those other worlds. And I think there's a lot more to do in Upland, at least from my perspective, real estate-wise. Those other worlds seem to be more virtual, like doing actual virtual activities yourself, where I like the buying and selling part aspect of Upland. So I wanted more UpEx. That's what I wanted before the release, because you get to mint properties first. There's lots of ways to increase your UpEx, your increase values by minting properties, and it's a lot of fun. And so one way you can just simply get more UpEx is right here, get UpEx. And you can buy it on their store. Now, I usually use Google Play on my phone to do this because it's so easy. If I do it this route, I can do PayPal, crypto. It's PayPal's easy to use, but you can pay with crypto too. It's a few more steps. On my phone, it's literally, I don't know if I can even, maybe I can show you. Let's see here. I could always do a screenshot on my phone while I'm doing this as well, which would be the smart way to do it. And so I'll do that while I'm talking to you. I have an AZ screen recorder, which is a really cool app, and it lets me video my screen. It's not just a screenshot. So I can open Upland up here. Right now on my phone, it's recording, and if I press Get UpEx on my phone, then it has the same store picture right there. And if I click Buy UpEx, we're waiting just a second here, my Google Play pops up. I can just say one tap buy. It's literally that easy. And I get play points for doing that too. It automatically deducts it from my credit card. Very simple, very easy. So you can see that right there. Now, I don't even use my Google Play points. I know you can use them for apps and different games and stuff. This is literally like the only game I play, so I have a lot of Google Play points added up. Maybe I'll figure out what to spend them on eventually, but it gives you a little bonus, and it's way easier to do it that way than go through the desktop. A lot of things on Upland are easier to do on the desktop than the app, but that was one that's, oh, there's my other screen capture coming up. That's one that is easier the other way around. Now, this basically gives you 1,000 UpEx per dollar you spend, right? There's not really any deal for spending more. It's a penny. It's actually, if you really wanted to save money, it'd be better to buy the 5,000 one like 10 times instead of the $50,000 one time, because you'd save 10 cents. But, probably not fretting over 10 cents right here. But there's ways to get UpEx and make your dollar go further than paying $5 for 5,000 UpEx or $1 for 1,000 UpEx. And what I did is I bought properties with dollars, which you can also do. So I bought properties in Manhattan. And why did I buy properties in Manhattan? Well, Manhattan is very popular, the most expensive city in Upland, and their floor is extremely high. And it's usually easier to sell properties when they're at the floor, when they're cheapest in a city. People look for that. People want to buy the cheapest they can. And so those are usually the easiest ones to sell. And so what I did is go to upexland.me. Again, upexland.me. I know my picture's probably covering it. If I were to type it over here, it's upexland. .me. There you go. That obviously would not work right, but that's what it is. So I come over here, I can click on properties, I can do property search, which you can't see as well because my picture is probably there, sorry. Go to Manhattan, click in here for sale, sort by sale price, and just search for the cheapest stuff in Manhattan. That's what this search will pull up for me. And because I did for sale, it'll show me things for sale for dollars, USD currency right here. And if I scroll down far enough, it'll show me properties for sale in UpEx. So $54 is pretty cheap for a property in Manhattan. That's actually cheaper than I paid. And I'll show you why that's important. Because if we do come over here and search for UpEx, that's what I just did right now, if you can't see it. The cheapest property in Manhattan is 93,000 UpEx right now. So before, we saw, there's basically $5 for 5,000 UpEx, a 1-to-1 ratio. Here we have 93,000. Whoa, not 39. 93,000 UpEx divided by 53. Basically, it's weird because we're doing, there's a 1,000-to-1 ratio. Basically, you're getting a 175% increase in the money that you're spending. That's if there were no fees. There's still some fees. But you can basically, this might be a little confusing, spend $53 on a property, and if it sells for 93, these are the floors, right? That's a 40,000 UpEx bonus if you do the math and there's no fees. Now, instead of spending $53 and getting 53,000 UpEx, you're spending $53 and getting 93,000 UpEx, which is a huge bonus. But just remember, there are some fees when you buy and sell. So if it's $53, there's a 5% fee for buying $265. So it's basically 55. We'll say 56 to make it even. So remember that $56 and then 93,000 if you sell that. There's a 5% fee for selling it. So you're basically getting 88,000. So we're being rough. 88 minus 56. You've actually gained $32 or 32,000 UpEx if you were to buy at the dollar floor and sell at the UpEx floor. Now, that's pretty cool, but there can be even better returns if you pay attention to what these are and look at them and figure out what neighborhoods are here. So right here you can see, Harlem is a collection. So there's some spots there. Well, if we go back to what's for sale, and this was pure luck on my part, absolute pure luck that this happened. This is in Washington Heights. This is in Sugar Hill, Washington Heights. Do you notice something? These are different neighborhoods for their floor than the UpEx floor. And so I bought 5 properties, I believe, in Manhattan. And you can see right here, oh, I think I closed the other one. But I tried to leave these open so that they would stay here. I accidentally hit one of them. I've sold, maybe I bought 6. I bought 6 properties in Manhattan that ranged from $58 to $60. And I've sold one for 84. I think I sold the other one for 94,000 UpEx. I sold one for 129, another one for 129,000 UpEx. So sometimes you can sell for more than that floor because this property was in, oh, hold on, that's not going to tell me. Where was that property? That's the real question. Okay. Right there. See that little, it was in Hell's Kitchen. Well, here's the thing. If we go back to upexland.me, none of those properties are in Hell's Kitchen. This one just happened to be in Hell's Kitchen. So let's go back to UpEx, and we're going to search in Hell's Kitchen and see what that neighborhood's floor is. 124,000, 135,000. I think the floor was actually higher before. So if you can find properties for sale in different neighborhoods for that low dollar amount, you might even be able to make more than that 32,000 UpEx. On mine, I paid, like I said, I didn't pay more than $60 for any of mine. I pretty much doubled my return instead of buying UpEx directly by buying for $1 and then selling it for UpEx. Now, it takes a little longer. There's some downsides to this. I'll talk about those. But I did that with 2 properties, and you can see some other ones I did sell close to the floor. This one sold low because right before the port over release, people are trying to liquidate, the floor drops, and I wanted to liquidate too. So I was willing to sell for less. Still better than just buying UpEx directly. But I still have a few others, or 2 others in Manhattan. Because I wasn't desperate to sell all of them, I just wanted to sell a few. And then these I still have, which I think eventually will sell. And this one is in, I'm asking $139 for that one. And I can show you exactly what I paid for it. If we go to the title, I paid 65,000 UpEx. So I did pay a little more for that one. Okay. I lied, sorry. But still around that $60 range. And this is Carnegie Hill. So why am I charging more for this one? Well, if we go over here, type in Carnegie Hill, we can see the floor, oh, it's 117. So look at that. Before this person put theirs up for sale, I was way below that floor. Look at that, 199, then I'm 139. Someone's listed for 117. So that neighborhood had a way higher floor. I couldn't believe, I didn't even realize it at the time, it's pure luck, what the floor was when I started looking at it. And here you can see, oh, there's one for 68 right now in that same neighborhood. If you wanted to get, in a neighborhood with a low dollar floor and high UpEx floor, that could be one. And there's another one up here. And it's funny too, because I believe I showed it in one of my previous videos where I was putting one up for sale. Or maybe it's one I haven't posted yet. I'll look back and see. And I was like putting it on for sale for the floor, and I hadn't looked at neighborhoods or anything yet. I'm like, wait a second. I bought some properties in Manhattan before. They're almost all in like Harlem or East Harlem or something like that. I'm like, this is a different neighborhood. I think it was the Sugar Hill one, or Hell's Kitchen maybe. I'm like, I should check this neighborhood value before I list this for 92,000 UpEx. And I went and I looked, and boom, the floor was way higher. I listed it for, I think it was 124,000, 129,000. And yes, I sold it like that day for that much. I'm like, I just saved myself 30, 40,000 UpEx by looking at the neighborhood prices, not just the city prices. So this one here paid 63 for it. So I did pay a little bit more dollar-wise. But it's funny that the actual dollar sale floor right now is lower. So it's a good opportunity to get some good deals. I'm selling it for 109, and that is in, what neighborhood is this? That's in Harlem. But Harlem's actually a collection. And so I don't know if you noticed that before. Harlem is a collection, but as I've talked about numerous times, collections aren't always, the best thing to go by for high values. You can buy one now for $62 in a collection. If we go to the for sale for UpEx, 95, 96. The collection floor is almost the city floor, which is kind of funny. But I have one there, so mine is 9 UpEx, so I'm probably overpriced there if I really want to sell that. I think the floor has dropped on that collection a little bit. But I paid 63. I'm still going to do way better than buying UpEx straight for UpEx to make more money. Now, what are the downsides of this? Well, the portal release was a couple weeks ago, right? I still have 2 properties for sale. I think I sold one of them the first day, one in 3 days. Another one I sold a week or so later, and I think another one I sold like 2 weeks later. So if you need money like that day, right away, this might not work unless you really want to lower your price way below the floor. Do a quick sale. You can still make money that way. But if you really want to get the most out of your bang for your buck, it might take a couple weeks, a week or so, maybe longer, to realize that dollar purchase into a higher UpEx value. For me, I don't need a ton of UpEx right now. I think I even have 2 offers out on some properties too. Yep. So I've got plenty of UpEx right now. I don't need this to sell these fast, so I'm just kind of leaving them on there. Maybe I'll lower that Harlem one because that's a little high. But that's kind of some money I've got where I'm willing to sell those. I could probably sell them pretty quick if I wanted to lower the price because Manhattan is such a attractive place to buy. People want to buy. And I went over it in a previous video. I don't think I've shown that. I'll show that here. And I went through different cities and where to buy in, looking at their ratios of what they cost dollar-wise versus what they are selling for UpEx-wise. And Manhattan had one of those best ratios. Plus, it's got some real cool neighborhoods you can buy in as well. So there you go. There's some ways to get a better bang for your buck, putting money into Upland and how I did it personally. Now, some other stuff, some house cleaning stuff. Our nodes are doing very well. Our lazy nodes in Henry Ford and Neponset. My factory is getting closer to being done. We still don't know exactly what we can buy or do with these factories. Hopefully in 23 days when it's done, we'll know. But we'll see how that goes. Our lazy nodes, like I said, we've got a build going in Neponset. We'll do another community contest here soon. I'm going to be on vacation here next week, so I don't know if I'll do one before then or if I'll decide to do one on vacation. We'll see, but I want to keep that going. I could just do a short, too, and make it real simple and easy. You don't have to do long videos to do the contest. And, oh, that's the wrong one. I'm like, wow, we are doing really bad helping that person out build their house. That was the wrong one. So this is our contest winner. Down to 2 days to finish that. So that should be finished real quick. We could do a contest announcement video actually before I leave, and then maybe do the drawing while I'm gone, and they're pretty simple and easy to do. So if you haven't checked out those lazy nodes, you want to join our contest, very simple, very easy to do. I have some other videos on that. And then finally, for this video, things are going pretty cool in the Thrifty Trader for me. This is the Thrifty Trader leaderboard. I'm second. So that's cool. And also second place, which I think I'm pretty solid for staying in second. I don't see anybody who's really moving up the board who can challenge me because there's a lot of different crazy things on how it's calculated. And I have a previous video from the Rio release on the Thrifty Trader. 150,000 UpEx, 0.2 Spark, and a Block Explorer for second place. So that would be pretty cool. Now I'd love to get 0.4 Spark and 250,000 UpEx. I don't think I can move up enough to get first. I think that person is pretty much locked in because of the way this is figured. If you were to buy properties right now, it would probably lower your relative buy score. It might raise your volume and diversity, but it would still even out. There's no way for me to raise my relative profit score right now because I have to buy a very expensive property, which would lower my relative buy score. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on there. I think we're pretty locked in on where everyone's going to be in the top few spots here, but we'll see. There could be some movement here. That's pretty close. But first place is pretty far ahead. Fourth place is pretty far behind. There could be movements, in these spots here, definitely as you go down. But we'll see how it goes, and that'd be pretty cool to get second place. I'd love to get first, but I'll talk about how I did that here later on as well. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see how the Porto Thrifty Trader goes. We'll see how soon they announce the next city. They announced Porto real soon, then they released part of Rio after that. That was kind of crazy. I'm hoping they chill out a little bit, but I've hoped for that before and it hasn't happened. So we'll see how that goes. All right, love the likes, love the shares, love the comments. Keep those coming, and we'll be back with more videos coming up here soon.